गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम बैक टू पैसा बोलता है। पैसा बोलता है में फिर से आपका स्वागत है। आज मैं स्टार्टअप की दुनिया में भारत के सबसे बड़े कंपनी बायजूस के बारे में बात करने के लिए उपस्थित हूँ। हम सबको पता है बायजूस भारत में से सबसे बड़ा स्टार्टअप है। बायजू रविंद्रन ने एक ऑनलाइन ट्यूटरिंग को इतना बड़ा खड़ा दिया कोविड पैंडेमिक के दौरान कि इसका वैल्यूएशन $22 बिलियन तक पहुंच गया। उन्होंने बहुत सारे कंपनी जैसे व्हाइट हैट जूनियर, उना एकेडमी सबको टेक ओवर किया और फाइनली उन्होंने अंत में आकाश आईआईटी और नीट ट्यूटोरियल्स जो दे रहा था ऑफलाइन और ऑनलाइन उसको भी खरीद लिया। इन सब कंपनियों में सिर्फ आकाश ऐसा कंपनी था जो प्रॉफिटेबल था और उसका बहुत अच्छा ब्रांड वैल्यू था, कस्टमर रीच भी था, लेकिन उसका पेमेंट करने में भी बहुत सारा डिले हो गया। प्रमोटर्स और ये अमेरिकन बैंक जिसने उस आकाश में इन्वेस्ट की थी उन दोनों को पैसा सेटल करने में भी बहुत देर हो गई। उसी समय से सब लोग को पता था कि बायजूस का पोजीशन इतना अच्छा नहीं है और वो कैश स्टार्व है और उनको कैश फ्लोस में प्रॉब्लम हो रही है। वो जो $22 बिलियन है उसी वैल्यूएशन में कोई पैसा डालने के लिए तैयार नहीं था। उसके बाद बातचीत चल रही थी और ये न्यूज आया कि सुमोवेबू वेंचर्स नाम का एक कंपनी थोड़ा कम वैल्यूएशन में पैसा डालने वाला है, लेकिन वो पैसा कभी नहीं आया। इसमें और भी एक न्यूज आया कि बायजूस की बाई और बीवी ने कुछ शेयर्स कैश के लिए बेच दी हैं और उसके बारे में दूसरे जो इन्वेस्टर्स हैं उनको कुछ पता नहीं था। तो रूमर हो गया कि बायजूस की फैमिली जो है इस वेंचर से पैसा बाहर निकाल रही है। टुडे आई वांट टू टॉक अबाउट बायजूस. Byju's is India's largest tech company. It's an tech company. It acquired a lot like White House Junior, and the final acquisition it did was that of Akash, an online and offline provider of IIT and NEET coaching. And even for making that payment, Byju's struggled to make payment to the owners of Akash and to an American bank which had invested in it. Finally, after much struggle, it was over. The deal was completed and Byju's got access to the cash that was there in that company. By then, the credit cycle had turned and to get money was becoming very difficult. Even people like Sumovebu Ventures, which had committed to invest money in Byju's, pulled out. Byju's then approached the market and got an unsecured facility of $1.2 billion, which was not fully disbursed, which was only partially disbursed, and then the creditors pulled the plug. I have said ad nauseum many times that all these ventures are in serious trouble because inflation in the United States is much higher than what anybody anticipated, and inflation figures in Europe also started climbing. As inflation started to climb, immediately interest rates started to climb, and the US Fed and the Euro ECB have continuously increased interest rates over the last 12 months. Interest went up from 0 to 5.25 in a matter of 12 months. Most of the private equity players, as I have pointed out, raise money by pledging assets of their partners with banks and raising money at very low rates. And private equity firms passed and valued companies between each other and were basically passing the parcel. This was great as long as the music was being played on. But once inflation came and music stopped, the man holding the parcel was in serious trouble. Therefore, it was very clear that Byju's needed to raise money and the creditors wanted an accelerated repayment of their loan. The first coupon payment from Byju's falls due today on June 5th, and that is why we are talking today. Byju's by today close of evening has to make $40 million payment. We don't know for sure whether Byju's is in a position to make this payment as I'm talking today, but looks like it will default. If not this time, next time there will be a default. While this is all going on, BlackRock has cut its valuation of Byju's by 62%. The valuation of $22 billion dropped by 62%. Then BlackRock moved last week to cut their valuation further by 25%. The value of Byju's in the book of BlackRock is only $8.4 billion. Other investors have also started to write off the money they had invested at higher valuations. This kind of cut in valuation makes it very difficult for Byju's to raise capital. So what Byju's needs to do is to pay this $40 million by hook or crook, and this will give time for it to get a larger larger capital infusion. It is now clear that without a large capital infusion, Byju's will not survive. But who will invest cash? Because the financial statements of 2022 itself are not ready, let alone 2023. Even in the 2021 balance sheet filed, there are several questions. This begs the question, what were the so-called great private equity investors doing when all this was going on? They were supposed to have invested after thorough analysis and making sure that Byju's was doing the right thing. How did they give Baiju Ravindran such a free run with so much money? The authorities in India also seem to have woken up late, and they have sent the enforcement directorate into the offices of Baiju. It is now claimed that Baiju is hiding $500 million in an American subsidiary called Baiju Alpha. Of course, Ravindran has denied this and says his books are clean and he has done nothing wrong. But a company which is saddled with an ED inquiry is a very unattractive place to invest. Even investors with lot of money will not budge and invest in a company which is under investigation by a government institution and will not give it money, even if Byju's has done no wrong. So these are dark clouds in Byju's, and in my personal opinion, the value of Byju's will sink further. This bell is tolling not only for Byju's but for all startup companies which are burning cash and have no idea when they will turn profitable. Thank you for watching पैसा बोलता है। पैसा बोलता के इस पॉडकास्ट में आप उपस्थित हुए, इसके लिए मैं आपका आभारी हूँ। धन्यवाद, नमस्कार, जय हिंद। If you like this video, hit the like button of this video, subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will not be notified every time we put out a video. Once again, I thank you for your support for पैसा बोलता है। पैसा बोलता है में फिर से आपका स्वागत है। जैसे मैंने अपने दूसरे चैनल में बताया आप लोगों को, मैं 11 जून रविवार कोलालमपुर मलेशिया में रहूंगा। उधर शेरेटन इंपीरियल होटल में मैंने एक मुलाकात अरेंज की है। उधर शाम 4 बजे से लेके 7 बजे तक मीटिंग रखा है। जो भी उधर आप मुझे मिलना चाहते हैं उधर आप आ सकते हैं। ये लिंक नीचे दबाने से एक व्हाट्सएप नंबर और ईमेल आईडी मिलेगा, जहां आप हमारा टीम से संपर्क कर सकते हैं और डिटेल्स आपको देंगे। ये पिल सिटी मॉल के पास है, जलान सुल्तान इस्माइल एरिया में है। कोलालमपुर मोनो रेलवे स्टेशन इसके पास है। धन्यवाद, नमस्कार, जय हिंद।